Welcome, Temilola. Welcome, Temilola. So please let's all drop. Welcome everyone to this session of training with learning Babala. So please, we would love to know where you are joining us from. Kindly drop it in the comment section. The state you are joining us from and the university you are joining us from. So let's go. Temilola says you are joining from Lagos. Welcome, Temilola. Welcome, Temilola. We're so glad to have you join us this evening. Please let's all drop out and let's all send post on our status that we are live for others to join. It's actually going to be a wonderful session. Our host is ready, our speaker is ready to pour out the knowledge, and you will not leave here without getting that value for which you desire and that value for which you are expecting. We assure you of that. So please reach out to others that you've reached out to and remind them about this meeting. Let them join and get the value. Welcome, Damilare. Welcome. Welcome, Damilare. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, Temilola. Welcome, Tolulope. Welcome, Abdullahi. Welcome, Peter. Please drop in the comment section. Let us know where you're joining from, your state, and the university you're joining us from. Would love to welcome you specially. Welcome, Damilare. Thank you so much. Please drop in the comment section where you're joining us from, the university and the state, so where you're joining us from. In the meantime, you can go and search for Learning Babala on our Instagram page and give us a follow so that you can stay updated on all our programs that we'll be having. So I want to welcome every one of us. Okay, so for those that may not know, for those that may not know what Learning with Babala is, actually Learning with Babala is a platform that gives students the opportunity to have mentorship sessions with those who are ahead of them in their career path, in whatever career path they may choose to be. They offer mentorship session, one-on-one session. Now you can visit their website at Learning Babala. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. Learning Babala connects African students and young professionals who can guide them in their academic and their career journeys. Maybe you are looking to go into cybersecurity, maybe but one thing that is because myself, I remember one thing that delayed me from from going into tech. I've always loved to learn web development. But one thing that delayed me was that I didn't have anybody to guide me one on one. In my academics, I was doing it because I had somebody to guide me. But in my career, which is the um, tech web development, I didn't have like anybody to guide me. Okay, this is how you do it. But Learning Babala offers you that they're able to connect you to someone who was ahead of you, who have treaded that path before, and is willing and ready to give mentorship and tutelage and coaching to Africans, to students, to anyone who wants to go deeper and achieve greater heights in their career. The goal is very simple: connect African students, connect you to young professionals with real advice from real people who have done these things before. So you don't have to be scared of just failing, because I saw a quote somewhere that said, if you want to go very high, go on the shoulders of those that have gone before. Right. So that's just what Learning by Babala does. You can connect with us on our website, and later on, before as the program is going on, we'll be dropping our WhatsApp community where you can also join us, and we'll also bring the mentorship session down to your doorstep. So welcome everyone once again to this session of training with Learning with Babala. For those that have not done it, you can drop your location, drop your university that you are joining us from. Let us know in the comment section. Welcome Barry, welcome Anthony, welcome Damilare, welcome Barry, welcome Divine Victoria, welcome Kauta, welcome Grace, welcome Oshun Shakina Bimbola. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that well. Welcome Peter, welcome Temilola, welcome Tolulope, Welcome Abdullahi, welcome Farouk, welcome Victor. So please, like we said earlier on, for those that are just joining us, drop your location, drop your university in the comment section. Let us know where you're joining us from so that we can welcome you specially. So drop your just where to drop your location in the comment section. Let us know where you're joining us from. Hi everyone, and Grace joining from Lagos. Welcome, Grace. Oh, Lagos, that wonderful city. Which university specific are you joining from in Lagos? Are you joining from Unilag or LASU or Caleb University? Or which of them? Williams joining from Ibadan. Thank you so much, Williams, for joining us. The Polytechnic Ibadan. Wow, the Polytechnic Ibadan. Thank you so much, Damilare, for joining. Oh, you're a graduate. Welcome. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Congratulations on your convocation in arrears, though. But welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Welcome. Okay, Minister Lobe from Canada. Wow, it's a great privilege to join us from the diaspora. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And Abdullahi from Kaduna State, joining from Abdullahi Ahmad Bello University Zaria. Wow, Ahmad Bello University Zaria. Thank you so much for joining. We are really glad that everyone is here. So very soon we'll be welcoming our Usman Habib. Welcome. So let me run down the list again for to welcome us specially in case I have not done that. From the top we have Babala, welcome sir. We have Adinka Bolaji, welcome. We have Anthony Asikia. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce this well. Welcome. We have Barry We have Barry. Welcome, Barry. I think I can just call the first part. Welcome, Barry. Welcome, Damilare. Welcome, Divine Victoria. Welcome, Kauda. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, Oshun Shaki. Osun Saki. I'm sorry, Yoruba. I see this Yoruba. I must learn this Yoruba. Welcome, Oshun Shaki Abimbola. Welcome, Peter Opoyemi. Opeyemi. It's like I'm seeing that most people are from the. I'm seeing mostly Yoruba names. So am I wrong? Tolulope, welcome. Tolulope, welcome. Oguniyi, welcome. Temilola, Rebecca, I skipped that. Welcome, Farouk. Welcome, Usman, and welcome, Deba. So please, in few minutes' time, our speaker will be taking over to speak to us on how we can make money as an online. So one thing I love about this is that about teaching is that teaching you learn by teaching. What you welcome Oluwaniyi. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let us know the university you are joining from and the state in the comment section. So as I was saying, one thing about teaching is that you can never forget what you teach. There's no how, because while teaching you be able to discover a better way of what you're explaining that you may not have known while reading, right? So you cannot just, we are students who may be teaching our classmates, explaining for them, and then they're giving us for free. Just call, hey guy, come and explain this for me. But there is always a way by which you can, make money out of this. I remember someone say something, always learn the marketing side of that skill that you have. So this evening, not to talk too much, I'm not the speaker. So if the speaker is we would love to welcome the speaker very shortly to join us now. While you do that, we also welcome all those that are just joining us just now. Please let's welcome them. Do well to drop your location and the university to in the comment section so that we can welcome you specially.
Okay, so now we'll be
Well, so
welcoming.
so sorry, so sorry about that. Welcome, Sabtiu. Welcome, my phone. So in few minutes time, lastly, let me run down the list and then we'll call on our speaker to take up the mic. Welcome Adeshola Adeyemi. Welcome, sir. Welcome so much, sir. We are so glad to have you. Welcome Adeyinka Bolaji. Welcome Anthony. Welcome Barry. Welcome Damilare. Welcome Divine Victoria. Welcome Excel. Welcome Kauda. Welcome Oluwaniyi. Welcome Grace. Welcome Oshun. Welcome Abimbola. Peter Opoyemi. Welcome. Welcome Satiu. Welcome Temilola. Welcome Torilope. Welcome Farouk. Welcome Victor. So in right about now, I would love to welcome the speaker for tonight's event. So please, if you can, if your hands, I would love us to welcome the speaker for tonight's event. Let's put our hands together as we welcome the speaker for tonight's event, Mr. Dera. Thank you so much for Mr. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Welcome, sir. It's a great privilege. Welcome, sir.
Ah, all right. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Good evening. Can we hear me, please? If you can hear me, can you just
Yes,
respond
sir.
with the
We
chat
can hear you, sir.
section?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, we
Good
can hear
evening.
you,
Good
sir.
evening. Yeah, Mr. Tony, you welcomed all of us. So, yeah, welcome, Mr. Andrew. All right, Mr. Andrew, you're welcome. Thank you for being such a wonderful host. All right. So I believe we're all doing great. I believe we're all doing great. All right. So we'll just go straight to our section so that we can save time for as many persons that have other things to do. All right. So tonight we're talking about making money as an online tutor. Yes, making money as an online tutor. Now, I believe when you saw it at first, it kind of excites you a lot, okay? Right? Because the whole idea to make money just as an online tutor is something that I think it's one of the easiest side also, if I will use anything like that. Okay. Maybe because I love teaching, so I'm saying that it's a bit, easy and all right. So especially for those of us in Nigeria, we understand that teaching is like one kind of like a poor profession. Can we actually relate? Can we? Yes, all right. So teaching looks as if it's a poor profession. And while we were growing up at our primary schools and secondary schools, all right, everybody wanted to be in future. You see everybody be like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. And then you know what my teachers will do? My teachers will go as far as pray for us that I pray that none of you would become teachers. And I was like, oh, amen. Do you get? I will all be like, oh, even like it was, it was more of like a very, 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 very distasteful, profession. All right. It was not something persons were proud about. Okay. They won't go as far as telling teachers that their reward is in heaven. Come on, which reward is in heaven? Do you understand it? All right. So it was looking as it was a very poor profession with a very poor pay. I think in Nigeria, with the salary scale, teaching should be one of the least paid in the country. That is the honest truth, all right? It should be one of the least paid. I'm trying to see if there is any profession that is, that has a higher pay than teaching, except for being a gate man and every other stuff like that. And funny enough, even the gate man that is working in NNPC is more paid than your teachers. Do you get it? Yeah, all right. It's quite funny. Okay, so I can tell you that in Nigeria, to the best of my knowledge, I think teaching is like the least paid. All right, especially when you're working for government schools, federal schools, like it's actually like very, very, very least paid. Talk more of when you are working for private schools. Okay, when you're working for private schools, so teaching has always been very, very, very funny. So um it's not what most persons would love to associate with. And the major reason is the fact that there is no money involved. That is the honest truth. Okay. There's no money involved. That is the only reason. All right. So you not see any parents will be like, okay, I'm sending you to school so that you become a teacher. No, everybody wants their kids to become doctors, to become lawyers, and every other profession. And the major reason, I'm telling you the honest truth, is just because of the money. Do you understand me? It's because of the money. I think that is like, the major disadvantage teaching has. All right. I'm talking about the stress. I think it's still one of the least of stressful jobs, okay, in the country actually. Okay. You go to work as early as let's say 7:30, and then they usually close by 2. I don't know about now. All right. And then you get home. If you are a doctor, you are working around the clock. All right. If you're a banker, you're working around the clock. You get it. So I think the major disadvantage, all right, of the teaching profession, okay, is the payment. Is the payment, okay? So it's actually the payment. So tonight we'll actually navigate it, all right, and see that actually that there's a way that we can leverage on it, all right, with the online space, okay, and then teaching is no longer, a poor profession anymore. Okay, currently in the 21st century, 2025, I'm telling the honest truth, teaching is not a poor profession anymore. I know of a family that, is up to at least 2M that comes to the house with just this online teaching, and I'm not capping. Like, trust me, if I say that I'm not capping, I mean I'm not. Do you get it? All right. I mean at least 2M. What happened was that the wife was the one that was actually doing it before. All right. So when the husband saw that the demands that were coming, she couldn't handle it alone and everything. Baba had to stop his job and join the wife. Do you get it? All right. He has to stop his job and join the wife. And it's not like a family business. Do you get it? Okay. So online academy, all right, or basically having clients online to teach, okay, has actually changed the narrative about the teaching profession. Do you get it? It has actually changed the narrative entirely. All right. So I'll just tell us briefly about my story. I've I would say I've always been a teacher. Funny enough. All right. I've always been a teacher. I had my first degree in 2016. Yes, from University of Benin. So my both parents are teachers. So you know that moment when you were born into the teaching home. So the only way you kind of see hustling for skill is what you have been exposed to. Do you understand it? Okay. So we all think based on how well we have been exposed. All right. So and after school, I was like, oh, I've heard about computers and everything. Will I go and learn it? It was not so rampant the way it is now. And I was like, see, let me just forget these things. Before I even went to school, I taught some persons at the church chemistry, physics for their jam. Those of us in Nigeria will know what jam is, right? So it was very and I was like, all right, fine. Let me get into a secondary school. And that was how I started teaching. You get it? All right. Funny enough. All right. That's how I started teaching. I got the chalk. All right. And I got the marker, every other stuff like that. Okay. So I'll tell you that for me personally, I've always been a teacher with close to 9 years experience. All right. With close to 9 years experience. So I can actually tell you the pros and the cons of teaching in the professions. Okay. I can tell you the pros and cons in the profession. So it happened like that. I was paying, I think, 17,000 naira. That was my first payment. And come on, I'm not doing anything. I just go home and relax. 17K. That was then, it was a bit okay. All right. It's a bit okay because I just graduated. So I kind of loved it. I loved the profession, but I didn't love the pay. Do, do you get it? Okay. I did love the profession, but then the pay was actually nothing to write home about. All right, it was not nothing to write home about. I grew up with. I know how well my parents had to save over and over again because both of them were actually teachers. You understand it, okay? Both of them were actually teachers, so I can tell you that the profession has not. When it comes to the finance, then it used to be like a poor man's job. We get. So I went for service. After service, during service, I still taught. All right. Then after school too, the same stuff. We're just like teaching. It was like so afro. Okay. It was something that I love, but I could not really build up with it. Okay. So I made up my mind that I will never be a teacher, right? That's what I kept telling myself. All right, I kept telling myself. It even happened that at the time when I was teaching, that I wrote a master's exam to Unilag because I don't want to be a teacher. I was always like, fighting every means possible to make sure that I don't end up in this teaching profession. All right, mainly because of the pay. Okay, so I traveled for the exam. By the time I came back, the proprietress she actually sacked me. She was like, oh, this guy, you cannot stay with us because teaching is not really your thing. So what I'm just trying to say is that teaching has always been, has always been on like that, all right. But then tonight, even if you don't really have the experience, which I think I kind of understand a little, all right, because it's not everyone that actually have the guts to get chalk and and write on the board and stand before students. Okay, that is another advantage the online teaching space gives to you. All right, so irrespective of your personality, all right, you see some person they'll tell you that no, students will just be making noise in class, they are too much, I cannot manage this kind of class, students, sorry, this number of students in the class and everything. You get now, all right. But then the online being an online tutor actually it can actually suit your personality. Do you understand it? Okay. So it's not really a thing of, oh, if we went to a government school, you know what I'm saying, right? When your teachers come early in the morning and they are smiling and they are leaving with headache because the students are making noise. Do you understand it? All right, because they are making it and teachers are like angry and shouting. All right. But then the online teaching space actually crops that off. Okay, because in an online class, the maximum amount of students you might have or you should have is less than four. Do you get it? Okay, it's actually less than four. All right. So in a way, you should be able to handle that. Okay. So it has always been like that. All right. But then later on, I think I went home one time and my godmother, she just called me. She was like, okay, see, can you teach my kids, my daughter's kids in US? You know that moment when you are looking for money, so all your answer is yes. Do you understand? Okay. No, the normal saying is it not look before you leave? I mean, look before you jump, something like that. That one, I had to jump first before looking. Do you get it? I was like, okay, can you teach? I was like, yes, sir, I can teach and everything. And it was quite funny. Okay, it was funny because I've not done it before. I've not seen someone that was doing it. It's not like now that you come online and you see one or two persons that are trying to organize trainings to tell you how to go about it. You understand it? So I had to call some of my friends. But then I remember that I had a conversation with someone. The person was like, that knows someone that is, making money and everything from just teaching online. I was like, oh yes. So I had to reach out to the guy. I was like, I found out how you doing. He was like, you just use Google Meet. He told me the tools to use. All right. So he told me Google Meet and every other stuff. I was like, okay, no problem. So that was how I began my teaching, profession. And when I was speaking with the lady, all right, to see how the physical teaching has actually spoiled our mind or my mind as at that time. She said that she was going to pay me. She was actually pleading. She was like, "Can I pay you 60,000 naira?" That was as at 2021. Yes, as at 2021. Those of us in Nigeria will know what I mean. Okay. Yes, as at 2021. So she was asking for that price. And in my mind, I'm like, the highest price I've been paid while I was teaching was 90,000 naira or 20,000 naira. Do you understand? And I go to work every day from 7 till 4. Do you get it? All these private schools now, when you go to private school to teach, you will actually teach. Do you understand? If you go to private school to teach, you will actually teach. Like you know that you are a teacher. All right. So it was kind of funny for me because I was like, she was like, oh, let me pay you 60. That's what she can pay. And everything. I was like, no, no man, no man. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We can actually work with 50 because my man, I'm like, so can teaching pay me up to 50,000 naira? I was shocked. Do you get it? I was actually very, very, very shocked. I was like, so you mean just teaching online? And the time is like 2 hours, so it was not every day, right? So just like 3 times a week, 2 hours, and you're paying me 50,000 naira. When I work for 30, if the month is 32 months, I will work for that 32 months. All right. Sorry, if the days in the month is 32 days, in the teaching profession, you might work for it. Do you get it? So it was actually a bit funny for me. All right. But then I was like, what? So you mean just teaching chat can actually give me this amount? So I started to navigate my way like that. Okay. So I got some sites, before I used to form my notes, snap and send. Later on, I was just, navigating my ways and all. Okay. But then it now dawned on me that there's actually money in this stuff, right? And honestly speaking, trust me, there's money in it. All right. Then later on, she then referred me to one of her friends, and the friend was like, okay, that there's a way Americans talk about us at times. They'll be like, you people's economy is bad and all. I'm like, no problem. I know we have a bad economy, just pay me. You get so I think she was like, okay, no problem. I'll pay you $100. I was like, hey. You get I was like, it was like a big open door. I've never been paid in dollars. All right. At that time, I've never been paid in dollars. Okay. I've not seen it. Nothing, nothing. Do you understand it? So she and her friend, everything was like $200. That was at our 2021. Do we get it? All right. That was at our 2021. Okay. And I think looking back, no matter how wealthy I become, I will always look back that teaching actually kind of like like actually stretch my mind completely, that I can actually be paid as much as possible. Do you understand it? Okay. So if someone is coming to meet me and like, oh, I want to pay you $1 million naira for this and that, I'm okay with it. Unlike then when I was paid peanuts, and the profession that actually blew my mind off is actually the old teaching profession. All right. So it was actually shocking. Like, wait, you mean I'm being paid in dollars? I couldn't relate with it until I got my first pay. All right. And I saw it from GT Bank, like word remit. I'm like, oh, word remit. That is nice. You get it? It was just, it was funny. Do you understand? It was funny. It was, like a dream come true at that particular time. All right. So somehow I was able to match up my my passion with money, and that was not fun. It was actually wonderful. I was able to do what I love, and I was still being paid well as at that time. Okay, so at times in the month you get up to like $240, and I'm like, okay, do you understand it? And it was just going on like that, and I was running my second degree, and I was earning that amount. Okay, so I can tell you clearly that most teachers, I don't know how much they pay now currently. I think I was speaking with someone when we were planning, to come up with this whole training online on how to teach. And the person I was like, is there any school that pay currently up to 50,000? And they're like, that is just 30 that they know of. And I'm like, what? This is 2025, okay? This is 2025, okay? And persons are still paying less than 50,000 naira as salary, which I can't relate with, right? I can't believe that I will ever be paid less than 50K, or less than, it doesn't make sense. Do you get it? But then it still happens. Do you understand it? It still happens. Teachers are still being paid these peanuts, all right? So are we going to leave our students alone in Nigeria? No, okay? But then there's a way out, and the way out is being an online tutor, okay? Being an online tutor, all right? As such, you are able to keep up with your passion, all right? And yet you are still being paid. Do you understand it? Okay, we are still being paid. All right, you are still being paid like reasonable amount. Okay, so you can imagine, and I think one of there are a lot of advantages of being an online tutor. One of them I've already said it that it kind of crops as the stress irrespective of your personality. So person cannot manage a class of 30, 40 persons. All right. So if you're like, no, me, I don't like stress, I don't like noise, I cannot do it. If you are online tutor, you can actually do it. You understand it, okay? You can actually do that, all right. And also the time frame, all right, also makes it suitable for us. Okay, it makes it so much suitable. I believe in Canada, they are currently in the afternoon. Is it 7 hours different? Sir, is it 7 hours currently? Okay, so they are currently like 7 hours different. Okay, so you can imagine that you went to work, all right, as a teacher. I'm not saying that you should leave the teaching profession, all right, because we need people to still teach our kids, so that school will not be scam in Nigeria, all right. But then imagine you go to work, all right, and by 4 thereabouts, you are back. Yes, please don't leave your job. I'm begging you. Okay, don't leave your job, all right. And you're already back. So instead of you running for all those private lessons and everything that you pay less than 20, all right, this online tutoring can just be like your private lesson system. Do you understand it? Okay. So you can actually do that and you're not even doing it every day, all right? 2 hours thereabout. Okay. The 2 hours I'm saying is for like, two students. If you just a student in the class, it's an hour and 30 minutes. Do you understand it? Okay. An hour and 30 minutes for just a student. All right. But if there are two, based on you have to manage the class. Okay. So before you talk to this one, okay, have you done this? And so if you add all the time together, it's roughly 2 hours. You understand? So that was it. Okay. So you being in Nigeria and you got someone that you want to teach in US, the time difference is your advantage. All right. Yeah. What subject do I teach? Okay. Uh, yeah. I teach maths. I teach English. I teach basic science. Literally. Okay, teach maths, English, basic science. Okay. Yeah, the first time when that very year when I heard about of this whole online tutoring and everything, okay, it was the first training that I saw was how to be an ESL teacher. That is ESL is like English as a second language. All right, English as a second language. All right, ESL teacher. So I actually attended the training because I was already, you know, in the field and everything. So I did got the certifications and all. So what was kind of trending a little at that time was just being an ESL teacher to non-English speaking countries like China, Japan, North Korea, just like that. Okay, so there were companies in those countries that were recruiting teachers just to teach English. All right, and it's actually still on. Okay, it is still on. All right, so that was the first one that I saw. But but because of the way the job came, all right, I had to like I don't just rely with just teaching English. I taught them English, I taught them mathematics. Okay, what else were you taught at school? All right, bring the assignments. You understand? Just the way you do your private lectures. You understand it now? So I'm more of like an all-round teacher. I kind of respect people that be like, okay, that the only thing they can do is just math. I think I was speaking with one of my friends, and the guy was like, no, that the only thing I can just do is just math. Me, see, the only thing I can do maybe is French. Yes, all right. But as far as it's for the pay, come on, if you want me to teach you anything, just tell me I'm a teacher, I'm a born teacher, I will teach you. So that was that's just it from my own angle. Okay. So yes, so I was talking about before I saw that your question. I think I've answered your question, right? I've answered your question. Any other person can just drop your question on the chat section so that we'll just run up and move on. So I think that's it. I was talking about the second advantage of teaching. Okay. Yes, I was talking about the time interval. All right. So I said that if it's based in US, okay, you are back home and that's your advantage. All right. So you are able to teach them and you are still earning your money. Do you understand it? Okay. So imagine with your profession, with how much you are being paid, no matter how small. I don't think there's any private school in Nigeria that pays 200. I think Lagos private schools maybe it's 100 or just less than. Do you understand it? Okay. I don't actually know the amount anymore. All right. So I don't think there's anyone that actually pays like that. Okay. So imagine you got like, two jobs. All right. And you're teaching them twice a week. Okay. So I are being paid at least 80,000 naira or at least 100K. Okay, that should be the least amount anybody should take currently. All right, it's 100,000 naira. That should be the least amount. Like you just want to take it, and that is like per student. Do you understand it? All right, per student. But then if you are just starting, you see 80, no problem. You can just manage it for the start. Okay, so that one is one of the advantage. All right, so then it then dawned on me that it wasn't teaching that was the issue, it was the pay. Okay, so that film is what you are doing or what are the global requirements needed to be an online tutor. Yes, it actually varies. Okay, it actually varies. It varies. It varies. It varies. And also depends on how you got the job. I gave instance of an EL's teaching, all right, that we went for the training and everything. Now there's a TOEFL certificate, all right. Yeah, there's a TOEFL certificate for that. Okay, so most companies tend to ask for it. Do you understand it? Most companies tend to ask for it, and that um you just write an exam online and it's a test of your accuracy in English and everything. Okay, because that one is just strictly English. Do you understand it? Okay. But me, the one we are currently doing, all right, it does not really, it's more of like a private teaching, all right. So it is not really like a company that's like, recruiting us. Do you understand it? It's not a company that is like recruiting us, all right. Your uncles in Canada, they can be like, oh, okay, come, let's have something like this, okay. So that's it. These are the platforms with such opportunities. Okay, I'm coming. Let me try and read. Where is the messages now? Okay. All right. So I said the requirement actually varies. All right, it actually varies. It depends on the kind of teaching that you are doing. All right. If you are just teaching just English, then you need all the requirements. All right. Then if you got it through referral basics, all right, like the way mine started, it was through referral. All right. So that can be it for you. Then what are the social media spaces to earn for online tutoring jobs? Yeah, there are actually quite a few. Okay, there are quite a few. There are quite a few online spaces you can do that. I think I didn't use them, right? I've not used them yet because of course I have like about 2 3 jobs I'm already running. But then you have like it's not preply.com. Yes, I will just check it out and drop it up on the chat section. So there's actually quite a few online spaces, but then um okay, well, there are quite a few online spaces that you can actually check, and you can also, let's say Google it now. You will see a lot of things if you Google. All right, you will definitely see a lot of things if you Google. But then you can actually do that. All right, you can do that. Then, please, what are the platforms with such opportunities? How do we become part of it? Yeah, that's why we're here. Then, how do you usually find your international students through specific websites? Uh, whose phone is that? I'm coming. Is it for my? Okay, so how do you usually find your international students through specific websites? Yes, okay. So one of the ways, actually, my own strong point is through referrals. Okay, my strong point um is through referrals. Okay, listen to what I need to start. Okay, so my own strong point majorly is through referrals. All right, my friends, person that I know, you know, outside the countries. All right, so that's my major, strong point. But then, like I said, there are various online platforms, okay, that you can use. I think I knew about four, but I don't really just plan for to talk about those platforms. I will send it to our facilitator. All right, then he'll find a way to just release it out to us. Okay, so I think that's it for that. So it's not done on us that it's not actually what you are doing. What you are doing is not as important as who you are doing it for. Do you understand it? Okay. What you are doing is not as important as who you are doing it for. All right. So teaching is not a poor profession anymore. It's just your audience that are poor. Do you understand it? Okay. Nigerians are not poor. Amen. So it's just our audience that are, that are poor and other stuff like that. Okay. So yes. Then basically, what do we need to start? What do we need to start? What do we need to start? The basic tools that you need to start, right? I mentioned one earlier on. There's Google Meet. All right. There's Google Meet. There's class in. I can basic into our soft skills. All right. So let's just see what you actually need to just to start. Okay. So there are your tools. All right, for teaching, and then there are your soft skills, and then there is your class skills too. Do you understand it? Okay. The tools for teaching. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. That is the reply that I was talking about. I know about reply. Okay. So that is the reply I was talking about. So I'm sure of reply. I don't know about others, but I'm very, very sure of reply. So the basic tools that you need to start to teach. Okay. So Google Meet. All right. Google Meet. There is Classing. Classing is not it's not free anymore. Okay, it's not free anymore. Then of course there is Zoom. All right, there is Zoom. I personally don't use WhatsApp. All right, because there are a lot of distractions online and everything. Okay, you can't say if the student is actually chatting with their friends. Okay, so I personally don't use WhatsApp. So my preferred platform is actually Google Meet. Okay, currently it's Google Meet, though there are still others. Sha. But then, mind you, there is the paid Google Meet that has some features that the free Google Meet does not have. Okay, so yes, so the paid Google Meet has some features that the free Google Meet does not have. Okay, so there's a way we do it to get the board and some other tools for illustrations and everything, and it's just like an online class. Okay, you can even write with your online board and everything. So those are the stuff that we use. So then a stable internet connection. All right, a stable internet connection, then a serene environment. All right, one of the challenges that I did face at a time was you know having a serene environment. Okay, having a serene environment, but then you could get you know your airpod and everything that you actually need to do. Okay, that can also help out. Then also I started using my phone, my Android phone. Okay, I started using my Android phone. So when person tell you that, when you see it online that, oh, if you have an Android phone you can make money, trust me, it's true. All right, so I was able to relate with it. Okay, I started using just my Android phone. Now if I share my screen for you, it's called that the size. Let me just try to share my screen. Am I permitted to share screen? Start recording or cutting it. I don't think I am. Okay, but then if I'm to share my screen with you, all right, discover that the size is a bit okay. Yes, all right. So you can see it, right? If you're using a laptop, the display based on because it's from a phone, it will be small. All right. So most students over there they tend to use their assistant. All right. So I discovered that I can't continue to be managing my phone. It's giving a it's giving one small size and everything. So I had to stop. All right. So I got a system. All right. So you could start with a phone. All right, you can start with a phone, or if you can get a tab, you can, since the tab has, a bigger, a wider presentation. So you can start with a tab, but best you can get your system. All right, so that to improve your presentation to the students. Okay, so you can actually have a good presentation to the students. So that can also be all right. So a phone, a tablet, or then a tab, good internet connection, then a serene environment too. A serene environment, all right, a serene environment. I remember one time like that when my neighbors they were actually talking and making noise, but then I was on a neck piece. Okay, so you see what I'm currently touching, right? I want to get into my ears, like I can barely hear the background noise, but they were the one that were hearing the background noise. And so I was like, "Oh, Sadia, there's noise coming from your background. Is it safe?" My mind, I'm like, "Noise is safe, yeah." So, but then that was like an initial challenge. Okay, so I had to work that out. Okay, there are AirPods now you get that can actually reduce the noise from your environment. You get it, okay? Especially when you're in Nigeria, all right? Nigeria is, I will not say it's a noisy place, but it is what it is. If you understand, you understand, all right? There's no light. Common gen is noise already, so it's just what it is normally, okay? So you have to get an AirPod, all right, to reduce the noise from the environment. Then also, because of the whole light issues, there are solar panels and all. But then, if you are just starting, you can just have a power bank, okay, and ensure that your stores are charged. All right. So that one is that for the tools. That is that for the tools. All right. That is that for the tools. You can go ahead and get a paid Google Meet account that could help you. You install Figma to it and just use all those tools and move around with it. Okay, so that's it for that. Then the other part I will look at now is your class keys. Your class keys, right? Your class keys is actually very, 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 very important. Okay, you have. I hope those platforms are not restricted to Nigeria. No, like I said, I'm sure about um. So where is it? Yes, I'm sure about Preply. All right, I'm sure about Preply is not restricted to us in Nigeria. All right, because I know also places that are actually using it. Okay, so that's it. You know that most of the jobs that you see most at times you have to get your CV ready. Yeah, there's a way you should structure your CV for an online tutoring position. Then also most times they want you to do an introduction video. All right, and the reason is that is your soft skills that they are trying to assess. Okay, how well can this guy speak? How well can he manage a class? Just an introduction video of like roughly 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, should not be more than that. Most of the jobs that you see online, they will ask you for your CV and then they will ask you for your introduction videos. Okay, so those are part of the stuff. They're part of the stuff that you actually need to, get started completely. So that's it. Then your soft skill, like I said, your communication skills, your management skills is very important. Is very, very, very important. Okay. You need to I think most jobs that I've had and that I've retained has been on for a long while. Okay, it has been on for a long while. When I mean more than a year, more than 2 years, and we're just doing it like that. Do you understand? And the reason is that I am good at management. Do you understand it? I'm good at management. So you should be able to manage a class. All right, you should be able to manage them. Class management is top notch. Trust me, okay? Is top notch. Okay? Class management is top notch. Believe me. All right, because students being online, they can want to do a lot of things and everything. Okay, so you have to find a way that you can get their attention. Okay, the way you can get your attention, and all these are your teaching skills. Okay, they are all part of your teaching skills. All right, so you have to find a way you can get their attention, and there are times when, you know, most of the times you still need to understand the kind of profession that you are currently in, or basically the kind of job that you are doing online. And that means you don't lose your temper unnecessarily, right? We had one teacher that we trained, and then I think what happened was that the students kind of came late. The student kind of came late, all right, to class, and I think he was waiting for a while. Okay, yes, don't you don't actually lose your temper. Yes, not that secondary school or primary school where your teacher you be like, oh, you're not ready. Okay, let's go. You're like, "Ah, if you're not ready, I'm ready." All right. So, and the guy was like, you're shouting. Ah, you're shouting for who? Do you understand it? Shout in Nigeria is kind of normal, but there is no normal. Do you understand it? Okay. So you have to understand the cultural difference. Do you get it? Okay. You must understand the cultural difference and be able to manage it. All right. One person will be like, oh, bro, come. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So I said that we need to understand the cultural difference. Okay. So what is okay in Nigeria, all right, or in your country might not be okay over there. All right. Shouting and everything for students and all, you don't do that. You get it? You just have to find a way to navigate it, all right? Because there are cultural differences. Do you understand? There are cultural differences, okay? So that's how the guy got angry, ended the call, and that was the end of his job. Do you understand it? Okay, that was the end of his job. All right. So that is very, very, very important. Okay, understand cultural differences. Okay, and also you have to learn. You have to be able to build a good relationship with the parents. Okay, you have to be able to build a good relationship with the parents. It's very, 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 very important. Okay, it's very important. All right, you just have to learn it. All right, and of course, patience. If you are teaching, you know that teaching requires patience. It's what it is. Okay, requires patience, and then your choice of ways. Personally, I do. Okay, what happened? How to get started with a new teaching position. Okay, maybe that will just be for some other time. Okay, so but then you have to exercise patience, all right, and know how to relate with your students properly. All right. So for instance, in the Nigeria sector now, someone fills an exam, you're already insulting the person. Like I said, you need to understand the cultural difference. It's a major thing. Okay. You see me telling my students, oh, you are very intelligent, you are this. I don't think when I was in school, they told us that we're intelligent. So they'll be like, if we tell them that they're intelligent, their head will swear. You have to tell these guys that they're actually intelligent. Okay. There's a cultural difference. Do you understand it? There's a cultural difference, and you just need to understand it. Okay, so you cannot be teaching kids in America and you are behaving like a Nigerian teacher. I believe that actually strikes a chord, right? Okay, yeah. So you can't be teaching kids in America or Canada. Currently, I'm teaching some persons in Malaysia, and I think they are like 7 hours ahead of us. Okay, so your 6 a.m. that you're using to sleep, we're using it to make money. Do you understand it? Or your 5 a.m. that you're using to sleep. Okay, we're actually teaching some persons for just an hour or so. And we're actually using it to make money. Okay, so you can't be teaching these students as a Nigerian teacher. It will not work like that. Okay, it won't work. Okay, so That's it for that majorly. Is there anything that I'm not talking about? We can keep on answering our questions, please. If you have any questions, you can ask me. You can ask me. I'll talk about management. Okay, we have explained management a lot. We spoke about management, cultural differences. Okay, cultural differences. The rest are just basically your teaching skills. Okay, use of use of use of illustrations that is relatable to them. Okay, yes, use of illustrations that they can actually relate with. Do you understand? Because the environment is different. Do you get it? Okay, the environment is different. All right. Just try and relate everything from, like I said, you can't be teaching them and you are like a Nigerian teacher. It will not work. All right. If I want to give an illustration now, and I'm like, oh, I moved from this city to this city, I will not call Lagos to Abuja because they can't relate with it. Do you understand? You hear me talking about Texas, California, Los Angeles. Do you understand it? You just need to learn all those things. It's part of the stuff that will aid your illustrations. Do you understand? Okay, so you can't be using your local our local illustrations for them. Okay, so use illustrations that they can actually relate to. I think I've seen like two questions on the chat section. And it says, do you have an idea on the cost of the certificate you make mention of? For that particular one, I think it's free as at the time I got the certificate. All right. Okay. He said, why not Lagos or just, okay, why not Lagos to just, no. So, as at that time, the certificate was actually free. Okay. I don't, it might still be free, but maybe because of um the demand, okay, it might still be free. But because of the demand, I don't know if it's still, free. Okay. Then instead of, okay, teaching, I think I saw a question on tools. What about tools for creating your teaching notes? Yes, that's important too. All right. But then I use various apps for creating my teaching notes. You have your notepads in your phone. That one is one. But that was where I started. I started out with using my notepad. Okay, I started out with using my notepad on my phone. But later on I discovered that um right in Nigeria never just brought the light. So I decided the notepad was not really giving all the illustrations, okay, because there are limited stuff that I can do with my notepad. All right. So okay, everyone is in Nigeria, that's nice. So there are limited stuff that I can actually do with my notepad. So then I decided to check some sites, the other side that you can just get, a note on that particular subject. All right, so that's what I do at times. I go, let's say you get their scheme of work, obviously. It's a different scheme of work from Nigeria scheme. All right. Yes, at first when I started, I felt knowledge was knowledge sorry, knowledge is knowledge everywhere. So now is a now everywhere, isn't it? Animal, place, or things. That's what I thought, right? But then it's correct, but it's not completely correct. All right, because their scheme of work is actually structured differently. Okay, and the results that your students are producing matters a lot. It will determine the durability of your job. Do you understand this? Okay. So you have to try to get their scheme. You can actually check for it online. All right. If it's Canada, US, just go online and check for British scheme. Sorry, scheme of work for grade 8, grade 7. You have to understand their culture basically. Okay. Cultural difference is one of the major stuff that you need to understand. All right. So you have to do that. Okay. So go online, check. There are different sites that I use, all right, depending on how well the topic is being explained, all right. You see the site, you see the illustrations and all. Yeah, just there online. Okay, so we're able to navigate on this stuff and pull through. You understand it? Okay, so is there another question? Any other question, please?
just
Yes.
to confirm, the certificate is it ESL, English as a second language, that is free?
No, no. English as a second language is like the kind of, it's like I'm saying being an online tutor, you get, then you're like, oh, what do you do? I'm an ESL teacher. Like I teach English as a second language. Do you understand it? Okay, it's not like the certificate. It's just more of like describing what you are doing online. Do you get it? The one that is free is the TOEFL is the TOEFL certificate that's actually free. We get, yeah. So the TOEFL certificate that is actually free. Okay, so that's it. And most times, some of the students that you get will also be Nigerians too. Okay, you know Nigerians are everywhere. All right, we have built the economy in UK, in US. We are multiplying. When they say be fruitful and multiply, it's for us Nigerians. Okay, so actually everywhere. So most of the students you might guess are Nigerians or other Africans. All right, then you get the whites, one or two. Okay, I think my second student, the lady was from Liberia, but she was already residing in America. Okay, but they're actually from Liberia. All right, so most of the students that you get are are blacks, then one or two whites. Okay, depends on how it goes. For that ESL teaching, your students obviously cannot be Nigerian. Yeah, it will most likely be Koreans. All right, the from Japan, North America. Sorry, yes, just like that. So all those will most likely be your um audience because you are teaching English as a second language to them. They don't really actually approve English in their country, so that becomes your job. Okay. So is there another question?
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Any
you're
questions? We
welcome,
are
sir.
already on the hour. Any other thing
Yes.
you want
Any
to know?
question?
Oluwani?
Yeah, this is a free session. Also,
Oh
ask
yeah,
any question. I will give it to you freely.
talk about
Yes.
your training too.
Yes. So it's actually a free session, but you have an opportunity to ask any question and you will get it. You will get the answer that you want. Okay. So it's open for tonight. All right. So any question? If you have any question,
Okay.
you
Talk
can
while they
ask.
are writing their questions, talk about your training. So for those who want to, who want to start.
Okay. Yes. So for those of us that want to start, currently working on having a training, and it is 15,000 naira for the training. So it's more of like a mentorship, all right, a more detailed mentorship. Okay, a more detailed mentorship on how to get about it. All right, getting the scheme of work. That one is one. Your presentation. Okay, it matters now, right? Your online presentations, how you teach them, what you are using to teach, your tools, and all. That's another. How you can manage the job. Okay, it's still another one too. So it's more of like a private mentorship, and it's like a lifetime mentorship. All right, it's a lifetime mentorship. Okay, we give you samples of how you write your CV. Nobody asked for that, so that question is gone. So we give you samples of how you write your CV, like to structure it for you, everything. We give you samples of an introduction video. All right, this is how an introduction video should be. This is what you should say, and everything. All those are part of it. You understand it? Okay, so then what we also have jobs we can refer you to. Okay, like I made mention of. I think I've actually trained like that should be like three teachers this year. Okay, yeah, three of them, and they actually it was not really like an official training. We get they were just like my friends, and we're like, oh, you are doing this, you are doing that. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is how we do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. All right, but I want to add money to it. Okay, so that is just the details. So the major advantage is the fact that it's a lifetime mentorship. All right. So as far as this workspace of being an online tutor, you always have our attention. All right. So the name of our academy online, everything is just package. All right. So then I discovered that if I keep going like this, just me to not really go. And I said, all right, no problem. Let's just have an academy online. All right. So we came up with Excellent Minds Academy. Okay, Excellent Minds Academy. So I was not just speaking with our clients as just an individual. Do you understand? I'll be like, okay, good day, man. How you doing? This is what we are doing in our company. Do you understand? So we just package everything, okay? So instead of just being as just an individual, you'll be like, oh, thank you for all you have done. We appreciate, and it's usually is I appreciate it, but now we're a company now we're like we appreciate. So it's just part of it. So you are welcome to join us. All that I just needed is just for you to be trained, first of all, just for you to be trained, then you have the lifetime mentorship too. So that's it for the training. Okay, so any more questions now? If there are no questions, all right. So I
Um,
believe you actually understand. I believe the
okay.
session was enlightening enough.
There's one question, last question on the which one? Okay,
On
Grace.
the chat section.
Yes.
Okay, how do you see payment from other countries? Oh, this one is also another nice question too. All right. The first time when I got an international a foreign currency was through World Remit. Okay, that was when I knew that you don't really need to do anything. They'll create an account for you and they'll send you the money. Do you understand it? It was through World Remit. That was the first time, right? And it works for GT Bank, First Bank. I don't know if it works for all banks. Do you understand it? It's GT and First Bank that is my payment, banks. I don't know if it works for all banks. So that was the platform I used at first. All right. But then there is GPay because I was about going to do some few things on Upwork one time like that. There's GPay too. What GPay does is that let me see. Hope I'm correct because it's been a while I used that app. Just give me a moment. Yes, it's GPay. Let's see the spelling. I'm coming, please. Okay. So I think for that there are different. Okay, GP. Okay. Yes, it's on the chat section. There is GPay. You can use it too. Okay. GPay. Am I getting the pronunciation correctly? Okay. Yeah, I got it. So that's it. So you can use it. Then there used to be paper, right? There used to be paper. I don't, Nigeria and this our country and everything, but there are different ways people navigate it too. Okay, I know of places that still receive payments with paper. Okay, yes, I know places that still use payment. The whether is it not cheaper cash or something? The one I just majorly use, okay, is just GPay majorly. All right, so that's how I receive. Yeah, so there are different platforms, but I'm sure of GPay. All right, other ones I don't know. I don't trust them enough. Okay, so that's it for that. Any other question? I don't think there is any other one. Okay. So I hope the session was actually essentially enlightening.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it was enlightening. I think for me, at least now I know what to do to be an online tutor. my
Yeah.
teaching skills. So, well, okay, thank you. We want people to, give comments. How was the session? Write something in the chat. Let us know because he has taken his time to come and explain a lot of things for you. So, Gabriel says thank you. Aota was clapping. I think Oluwani too was clapping. So, guys, let us know how was it for you. What did you gain? Tell us about it, right? Nepal. And if you are thinking of starting this online tutor, you want to be an online tutor, we know it's going to be hard the first time you want to try something. And that's why he's offering the mentorship session. So the mentorship, what it does, it teaches you step by step what you need to do, how to do it. And wait, let me just ask a question. Those you have trained before, like how long did it take before they started saying, before they got their first job? I know it's not going to be the same for everyone, but what's the range?
Yeah. Okay. What happened is it varies. Okay, it varies. We had some persons that needed teachers. You get, and these guys they were already teachers before, like teaching in primary schools, secondary schools, and also the training was a bit fast. All they just needed was just to improve on their soft skills, their class management skills, and understand the cultural difference. You get, so within a month of posting, the things said they should do and all, they got their job. So like two of them that very month they were able to get the job. So it
Wow.
just depends on how responsive the student is
Okay.
to.
So that means if you have taught before, if you have been a teacher before, your own is going to be faster. And if you have not taught before, right, they are going to
Yeah.
help you, teach you. And the other good part of going with mentorship is that they already have access to the market. Sometimes they can get jobs and they just make referrals. Oh, we have a teacher that can take that. We have this that can take that. Oh, Gabriel, I'm an educator at Cavendish School for quite a while now. I've been wanting to switch. Okay, so Gabriel, I think you know what to do at the end of this session, really. You should just reach out to Deba. Deba, can you please drop your contacts or where you want them to reach you on? So you should reach
Okay,
out
so
to
that
Deba.
would be my WhatsApp line.
Come again.
So my WhatsApp line, so I'll just drop it.
Yeah, you can put it there. So if you want to reach out to Deba, it's going to, so that's his number, right? If you're thinking, oh, I want to use this, you can even be a student and be doing this, right? Deba said he's
Yes. Yes.
he's still a student and he's making money 5 a.m. before class comes. He has already made $100, and then he will go to class
Yeah.
happy. And then at the end of the day, before everybody
He's very happy.
you will do another class again. So whether you're a student or you are a teacher, whether primary or secondary school, or you are even a core member, now you have time in the world. So you can learn this skill and it helps you. You can start earning money. Or you're a sit at home mom. Anything, right? It's something you can do by the side. And so
Yeah.
Gabriel is so happy to that this was useful for you. So any questions before we close it? Any closing remark? Anything from anybody? Okay, so now I think the last thing is we'll be dropping. We have a community. Is this your WhatsApp contact? Yes, that's your WhatsApp contact, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's up to you. You can reach out, Gabriel. You can reach out, Oluwani. You can reach out. So we have a community, right? Learning with Babala, where we every month we bring a mentor to speak to us. So if you want to keep knowing, reaching out to our mentors, knowing what programs we have the following month, so there's a link to our community. So join our community, and you can still meet thereby in the community. Let's say tomorrow you have a question, you are not sure what do I want to do, or you have another question, you can still see thereby in the group and we'll be able to answer you. And if you want to know our next programs, we have programs every month. So we are coming with somebody else next month. So join the community so you can be up to date. Thank you, Deborah, for your time. Thank you, Mr. Delaman. You're making money in dollars. If we do conversion, you're a rich man.
I calm down, I'm very.
Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming. Umar, as well, Abdul Malik, are you saying something? Okay, so thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Everybody take care. Join the group. We'll see you in the group. Okay, bye-bye.